Hey, what's up guys, Waifu Belector here, the only fair human on earth, back with another gaming video, as some of you have come to expect, and what do you know, another day, another gaming rumor. This time about Rocksteady Studios, and there isn't a lot of smoke to this rumor in all honesty, but at the same time, it's still pretty believable. So let's just get into it. Remember to like and subscribe and blah 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 blah, you don't care. Okay, let's go. So we know Rocksteady, right? The studio that made the absolutely legendary Batman Arkham series, as well as more recently giving us the disastrously received Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, as I alluded to, there isn't much to this rumor. It's as simple as a leaker online, Nick Baker I think his name is, he just hopped online and said that he's been hearing that Rocksteady are developing a new Batman game. Of course, there's no evidence, no proof, or anything more credible than just his word. But from what I can gather, I guess this dude's a somewhat decent source of insider rumors. I don't know what his past leaking record is, but people seem to believe that Nick should be believed to some degree. So fuck it, let's believe him. Or at least entertain the possibility of this being true. So the rumor again is that Rocksteady is working on a new Batman game, completely fresh and new. I emphasize new because Nick the leaker went out of his way to double down and respond to some people who thought that the rumor could simply just be for something like an Arkham Asylum or Arkham Trilogy remaster. But no, this rumored game will be a completely new one. There's also another layer to this leak, but I'll get to it in a minute. For now, let's just focus on the new Batman game part. Spoiler alert for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but if you're aware of how that game plays out, you know that Batman dies. And Suicide Squad takes place within the Arkhamverse. That means Batman is dead in the Arkham continuity. The same continuity that Rocksteady created and put all of their Batman games in. So how then can they be doing a new Batman game? Well, come on, we're not fucking new here. There's a number of ways, so let's reel some off and see what sounds good. A quick and easy one could just be to place the game between the events of some of the other games, you know? Just a Batman story that happened between Asylum and City or City and Night, whatever, something like that. Another angle is giving the mantle to someone else, just having someone else other than Bruce Wayne be Batman. The most obvious choice being Damian. Or you could do something less conventional like Luke Fox, but you'd probably just want to do Damian, especially if you'd rather avoid people calling your game woke and acting like lunatics. But yeah, passing the buck to a new Batman is also a good way to sidestep the fact that Batman's gonna sound different because Kevin Conroy died. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, the real Batman. That's also a benefit. You just get to make immersive sense of why Batman sounds completely different. But those aren't the only options. If you played Suicide Squad and saw the game all the way through, then you're aware that the game makes do on its whole Kill the Justice League thing. And by the end, they're pretty much all dead. But of course, this is DC we're talking about. They were doing multiverse before multiverse was cool, and certainly before it was played out. So at the end of the game, you discover a whole network of Brainiacs that you'll have to kill one by one, and this was setting up for the seasonal content of the game and would also move the story incrementally as time passed. Now, a thought that I, and I'm sure many others had, was that the way that the final season of this game would end is with the Justice League being revived somehow, and or everything being reset, if not completely changed, Crisis style, as DC likes to do. If that does end up being the case, then Rocksteady will have the freedom to do pretty much whatever they want, because they will get to completely start over should they choose to, or keep things they want to keep and remove some others, who knows. They could also implement some combination of their options, like reverting everything back to before Brainiac's invasion and stopping him, but then still having Bruce Wayne pass off the mantle of Batman because his identity is still outed and he's done with it. I don't know, I'm shooting from the hip here. There, of course, is also the matter that the Suicide Squad just flopped hard as a game, so whatever plans they may have had for the game may not even be possible anymore, or they could just need to move up the timetable. Instead of the game ending after 13 seasons or whatever, they just do 4 or 5, wrap up the story as planned, and call it a day. You can still do the whole in the universe thing or bring the Justice League back thing, or whatever you were gonna do, just gotta do it faster. There's also the possibility of this alleged new Batman game being outside the Arkhamverse and being one of the many alternate Batmen. Something like the canceled Gotham by Gaslight game. Maybe it's time for a revisiting of that idea, or something I'd much rather prefer in comparison, something like Batman Beyond. Batman's been thrown into every era and depicted in every style. It's not hard to imagine Rocksteady adopting one of those or creating a somewhat radical departure of their own. Point is, saying there's a new Batman game gives us so little to go on, considering how many places it could possibly go. But fair enough, because Rocksteady probably doesn't even know right now either. If this rumor is true, I wouldn't be surprised if this new game is still in a concepting and planning phase. But okay, you may have forgotten by now, but earlier I mentioned another layer to this rumor, and now I'm finally gonna get to it. Our leaker Nick also suggested that PlayStation may be seeking to put money and resources into this game in exchange for, you guessed it, exclusivity. And once again, while there is no smoke, no proof, it's still not hard to believe any of this. If you're Rocksteady and your last game bombed, in no small part because it wasn't Batman, why not just go back to doing Batman? And PlayStation, who loves to leverage their timed and full exclusivity and already has the most popular superhero in the world locked down, why wouldn't they then want to lock down the second most popular superhero in the world? Now, who's to say if Warner Discovery would go for it, but personally, I could see it happening. Warner can be looking at the situation like, okay, we're down bad from the big hit we took on the Suicide Squad flop. Batman is our best bet with Rocksteady, so let's put them on that. And we can mitigate some cost by taking a Sony exclusivity deal. Their Spider-Man games sell crazy good despite being exclusive. I don't see why that can't happen for Batman. That could be Warner's reasoning, and on the PlayStation and Sony side, they're probably making this play now because they know that Warner and Rocksteady are desperate. So I guess what I'm saying is that this whole rumor seems very realistic to me, which is the only reason I'm here talking about it and speculating on it. Because again, there is nothing concrete, and leaks and rumors are like a game of telephone. Someone hears the truth from a guy, who hears from another guy, who hears from another guy, who hears from a girl. Woke. No, seriously. But it goes through so many channels that by the time it gets to the public, it's no longer the truth. So time will tell. As always, we'll have to wait and see. But what do you think of this rumor? Do you still want Rocksteady on Batman games, or would you rather just pass it off to somebody else? And what do you want from a potential new Batman game? Let me know. Personally, I don't mind them going back to a single player setting, but I think I'd prefer it if they did a single player game based on a different hero that's not in the Bat family. Kind of like how Insomniac is going from Spider-Man to Wolverine. But I get it. Better safe than sorry. Might not want to do anything too risky. We're in such an era of hating everything. It's probably smarter to just do more Batman. Also, he is DC's most popular hero, so duh. But yeah, that's all. I don't think I have too much more to say. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments if you have any. I'd love to see them. Like and subscribe and all that jazz, or don't. Your choice. Free will and all that. Thanks for watching though, and until next time, I am Waifu Blector. I am just a normal guy. I like hentai, and I also like Batman. Goodbye.